안녕하세요, everybody. My name is Daljeet. I'm a product manager here at Datadog. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you all again for coming today to Datadog Summit. I will be talking today about Datadog's continuing innovation, about our roadmap, about things that we are building out. But before we do that, let's take a quick dive into our history, our humble beginnings. So you might know that feeling when your team is working hard, everyone's doing their best, and yet somehow you're still stepping on each other's toes. Our co-founders, Olivier and Alexis, felt that too. They were friends, but their teams, dev and ops, just couldn't stay aligned. And it wasn't about skill, it was about visibility. That's why Datadog was founded, to remove those barriers, to help teams see the same truth at the same moment. Funny thing is, they didn't want to get into monitoring first. But when you're trying to bring people together, shared visibility isn't just helpful, it's everything. Now, fast forward to today. The complexity is accelerating. More vendors, more software, more dependencies, more people, more deploys, more risks. We're not just asking, is my system up anymore? We are asking, is my business at risk? Are my users happy? Are we making money? And is my business compliant? Complexity used to be a technical challenge. Now, it's an organizational one. And that's exactly why Datadog exists, to help you see clearly through that complexity and act with confidence. When we started, our focus was simple. Meet you where your data lives. That's why we built hundreds of integrations, and why we're still adding more every single week. As a matter of fact, Datadog just crossed 1,000 plus integration 2 weeks ago, and there's no trend of slowing down. At our core, Datadog has always been about visibility, monitoring, logging, APM. But as systems go more complex, we knew seeing wasn't enough. We had to help you do something with that insight, detect faster, act faster, recover faster. But that's not all. To keep up with you and the speed of change that we're all feeling today, we invest heavily back into the platform. Almost 30% of our revenue goes straight into R&D, more than double what most of our peers put in. This approach allows us to do something truly meaningful, to build products right alongside you. Also, this investment means one more thing: speed. Because we build right alongside you, we're shipping faster than ever. Not for the sake of speed, but because your feedback and partnership drive every moment, every improvement we make. And don't just take it from me. See it for yourself. This year alone, we released over 360 new products and features. We don't have time to cover them all, so let's go through a few of the highlights. And a quick note before we dive into it. All of that innovation only matters if it helps you operate faster. For years, SREs and operators have relied on Datadog to know when something breaks. But what's changed is the people who care about reliability now span every single team. That's where the next part of our story begins: on-call and incident response. When things go wrong, and they always will, what matters isn't just how you respond. It's also how connected your response is. Datadog Incident Response keeps everyone aligned in one single place. Status pages to keep stakeholders informed, handoffs that make sure context is not lost, as well as notifications that bring focus, not noise. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Datadog has been building a mobile app for the last 7 years. So when you do get paged in the middle of the night, you have all of your context in the palm of your hands, whether that's dashboards, monitors, synthetic tests, APM, logging, whatever it might be. You can run an initial triage directly from your bed. Now, reliability starts with clean, controlled data. That's why observability pipelines give you that control. Aggregate, process, and route logs however you like. Whether it's reducing log volume, redacting sensitive data, or simplifying migrations, observability pipelines help you take ownership of your telemetry. They also enable you to do all of that within your own infrastructure before sending them to any destination, such as SIEM vendors, for example, Splunk, Microsoft Sentinel, or Datadog Cloud SIEM, or data lakes, such as Amazon Security Lake, and cloud storage, of course, for example, S3, Azure Blob Storage, or Google Cloud Storage. Last year, we released Flex Logs. This year, we've taken it a step further. Flex Frozen extends your retention to 7 years or more without leaving Datadog. No more juggling archives, no more waiting days to retrieve what you need. And with archive search, you can query those logs just like your live ones. Same experience, same speed. So whether you're debugging, auditing, or you're just curious, your history is always within reach. Then there's log workspaces, a new way of connecting data from different sources and creating powerful queries. A common use case for this is transactional analysis. One set of logs represents the start of a payment, and another set of logs represents the end. You want to join the two data sets to calculate durations, error rates, and so on. With log workspaces, you can build sophisticated queries, connect data sets, visualize patterns, or just ask questions in natural language. It's already available in notebooks, so whether you're looking at RUM or Matrix, you can explore everything in one live experience, in one living workspace. Now, as systems grow more complex, the line between reliability and security disappears. You can't be secure if you're not reliable, and you can't be reliable if you're not secure. That's why internally at Datadog, our SRE and security teams work as one. And because of the way we do security ourselves, as well as the data that we already capture across your infrastructure or your applications, Datadog truly takes a data-centric approach to security. We have so much data flowing into Datadog, as well as access patterns and configuration information, and it gives us the most in-depth understanding of security concerns, security risks. That allows us to automatically detect anomalous behavior and better score risks based off business impact with critical industry standards. We do this in Datadog Cloud Security, where you can report on compliance posture by team, service, or cloud accounts, and get a dynamic compliance posture score. And speaking of Datadog Cloud Security, we wanted to make sure we get to Korea with some big news. Datadog Cloud Security now has coverage for KISMS, Korea's Information Security Management System Certification. Teams can connect granular data for audits and build continuous compliance into their runtime configurations. Our dynamic posture scoring aligns your infrastructure with KISMS controls for real-time extended visibility. This helps businesses in Korea stay compliant, reduce audit overhead, and proactively remediate risks, all within the Datadog platform. But the best way to handle risk is to prevent it earlier, before code even ships into production. That's why we're shifting left, making reliability a design choice, not a reaction. We've built tools that help customers and developers catch issues as they test, ship, and run code. Things like static code analysis to flag vulnerabilities, threat detection built right into your CI/CD pipelines, and full visibility into build and deployment times. So if a developer pushes a change that increases risk, maybe a new dependency with a known CVE or a misconfigured permission, they see it before it hits production. That's what shifting left means, stopping incidents before they even reach your users. Now, every team I talk to says the same thing. Knowledge is scattered. Services change, ownership shifts, and the source of truth lives in 10 different spreadsheets, if it exists at all. The internal developer portal brings together all that knowledge. One living map for all your architecture, enriched with ownership, documentation, runbooks, and scorecards. So when an engineer joins an on-call rotation or a new service starts misbehaving, they don't have to ask around to find who owns it or where the runbook lives. It's all right here, automatically updated from real telemetry. One of the metrics we track closely at Datadog is also deployments per day. As teams move faster, that number keeps climbing up, but so does the complexity. And deploying isn't just a push to production anymore. It's managing canary releases, feature flags, experiments. All best practices, but often still manual and time-consuming. That's why we built automation into the loop. Datadog uses live telemetry to decide when to safely expand or roll back changes in real time. Think of it as having a data scientist living in your deployment pipeline, analyzing user impact as it happens and protecting the experience without slowing you down. Because at the end of the day, none of this matters if the experience doesn't matter. Monitoring, security, costs, they all come down to one question. Does this feel good to my users? That's the ultimate measure. That's why we built Run Without Limits. So you never have to choose between scaling and understanding. Capture every interaction, every tap, every scroll, and still get meaningful insights without drowning in data. You see the real experience from every user every single time. And finally, let's talk about cost. Because reliability doesn't mean anything if it's not sustainable. Cloud cost management brings finance, engineering, and ops into one shared view. No more finger pointing, no more blind spots, just a single source of truth that everyone can act on. And that's not just cost tracking. That's proactive, cross-functional cloud governance. And while cloud cost management has been around for a while, we've just added support for Datadog's own cost. So it helps you have costs under control. All of the features highlighted continue to improve the experience you have, help you solve issues more quickly, and deliver value to your customers. But technology continues to move at fast pace, and there are innovations that go across all of these areas, specifically AI. So up next, to talk about what we're doing with AI and how we're incorporating it into our platform, please welcome on stage our co-founder and CTO, Alexis Le-Quocwa.
Thanks, Daljeet. This was great. Hopefully that was a fast overview of our platform. I'm really delighted to be here in Seoul today to talk to you about AI, what we do about AI. But before I talk about AI, I want to talk about data. Data is critical to everything that you all do. It is what connects all your systems together. It is what connects you to your own customer. I'd argue it's one of the most valuable assets that your company owns. And as AI takes the center stage, data becomes even more important. Why? Because AI depends entirely on the quality and the quantity of data available for training and inference. And that's why we've built more products centered around data. The one I want to talk to you about today is data observability. So whether your company is exploring AI or is already well advanced in that journey, data observability gives you what you need to understand your data. And it goes beyond the monitoring of data streams like Kafka or data jobs like Spark. If you're a data engineer, with it you can understand your data from start to finish. You can see where your data is coming from, how it's being transformed, and where it's going. You can detect data quality issues, like freshness. Is the data late? Or correctness. Is the data wrong? Are there errors? And lastly, with data observability, you can optimize long-running queries and reduce costs in Snowflake or BigQuery. But now, let's talk about AI. And for us, AI means really two things. First one is AI for Datadog. How do we infuse AI-powered features in every single product that we have on the platform to automatically detect, investigate, and fix issues? That's one. The second one is Datadog for AI. How can we build tools that give you what you need so that you can run and build your own AI-powered applications? That's what I want to talk about. And let's start with AI for Datadog. In Datadog, we ingest more than just metrics, events, logs, and traces. We collect a lot of data about your cloud configuration, your application dependency, the topology of your platform, software vulnerabilities, and so on. And all that data is context that enriches metrics, logs, traces. And you already use that context when you filter, when you search, when you sort in many of the Datadog products. The interesting thing is context is essential for AI models as well to be effective. They're essential to us as humans to understand what's going on. They're essential to AI models to be effective. And the good news is you don't need to do anything different or anything new or anything more to use our AI-powered features. So I'm going to talk about a few of these features. A couple of years ago when Gen AI models became available, we built Bits AI, the first version, if you will. And it really was a chatbot that you could use. It's evolved since. Now it's called Bits Assistant. And the interesting things about Bits Assistant, you can still use it as a chatbot to ask questions, but it has read all the Datadog documentation. It can read what you're seeing in Datadog on screen. It, of course, has access to what's happening in the background to your applications, to your stack through Datadog. You can ask questions such as, are there any ongoing incidents? Who is responding? What's going on? So that's really a powerful way to interact with all the context, all the data we have in Datadog. But while we make the Bits Assistant smarter and more effective, we see the future as more agentic, meaning involving more AI agents. And we think AI agents shift the way you work. They go from being just reactive helpers to being proactive collaborators. And we think, and we've seen actually, AI agents in general increase productivity. I'll give you one specific example from us. We use coding agents at Datadog every day. And we found that they're really great at automating repetitive coding tasks. Now, they're not perfect, but they save our engineers a bunch of time. And so when we see that, we can think about how it applies to the field of observability and security. As AI agents become better, we think they can reduce downtime by responding to incidents on their own and ideally automatically remediating them. And in the end, and we may not be there yet, but in the end, we plan to make autonomous agents. Autonomous enough to be proactive and fix issues before they impact any of your customers. That's the goal. That's why we're building AI. So as I mentioned, Bits AI started as a reactive chatbot. And since we've created 3 new agents in addition to Bits Assistant, and I'll talk about them. The first one is Bits AI SRE. It's a 24/7 on-call engineer. It's always trying to find the root cause of issues and incidents. Second one is Bits AI Dev Agent. It's a 24/7 bug-fixing engineer. It's always looking to fix issues that exist in production. And the third I want to talk about is Bits AI Security Analyst. Again, it's working 24/7. It's a security analyst. It's a security analyst, meaning it's triaging security findings around the clock. And let's start with Bits AI SRE, the on-call engineer. When an issue triggers Bits AI SRE, it proactively launches an investigation into what's happening. You can see on the screenshot above me, in red, there's an issue. Here, it's latency creeping up. In normal times, before agents, that would trigger a notification. I get paged, I log in, I see the error, I'm trying to understand what's going on. So what we did is we built an agent that does just that. And it uses your runbooks, the service data, application health, metrics, logs. It's looking for connections. And based on what it finds, it creates a number of hypotheses that could explain the issue. That's what you see behind me in the tree below the red issue. And what it's going to do is it's going to do exactly the same thing you would do without an agent. It's going to walk through every single hypothesis, progressively digging deeper, trying to understand what's going on, and trying to see if the hypothesis is valid or not. And what you can see, it's doing a lot of hypotheses and all at once. And we display what it does because we want to show you what it's doing. And we want to show you how it reached a particular conclusion. So in essence, Bits AI SRE follows the same process that you and I do when we troubleshoot an issue. But it does so more quickly because it can do many things at once. And ultimately, it will find a root cause, and that will minimize the downtime because it can do so much more. And by minimizing downtime, it will lower the impact on your own customers. Now, it can do more because besides investigating incidents, it can write incident summaries and update them on Slack. I think this is the screenshot above me, so that everybody who joins the incident channel, for instance, is up to date about what's going on. It can page teams based on which service is affected. It can generate follow-up tasks so that during the incidents, we can keep a record of what needs to be done after the incident. And it can even draft postmortems based on the data it's collected, what it's seen in the response. Basically, we try to give BitCI everything you need to resolve incidents faster. BitCI is currently in preview, but we're already hearing from customers how it's helping them resolve incidents faster. The quotes are above me. Next, BitCI Dev Agent. That's the one that fixes errors by looking at production data, and that's very important. We're not trying to replace AI coding tools. We're not trying to replace Cursor. That may be tools you use to build applications. We use Cursor. What we're trying to do is trying to connect issues seen in production with code and a bug fix and a pull request. That's the whole point. And lastly, the last agent I want to talk about is the security analyst. And it's bringing 24/7 triaging to security. The issue with security, or one of the issues with security that makes it such a big deal for all of us, is that really, to do a good job, you need to be very thorough. You need to have complete coverage, and you need to look at every single thing that comes your way, every single security finding that comes your way. The issue is, as you open the aperture, you get more false positives. It's just the way it is. Just no real way. You can try to reduce the number of false positives, but you can't eliminate them. And now, since I said that every potential threat needs to be investigated, as we investigate everything, it means less time for you to respond to critical threats. So we decided to build Security Analyst to help you triage and analyze security signals. And the goal, again, here is to save you time, and to effectively multiply your ability to go through a lot of data. So that's a security analyst. And I want to mention a little bonus here. If you're a developer, we really want to bring all of this kind of functionality directly into your IDE. So we've built an MCP server that's basically fronting all of our products. So directly from the IDE or the CLI, if you're using coding agents that use CLI, you can ask questions about, how is a piece of code running in production? Is there an unexpected latency, or are there errors? Or if I change this code, how will performance be impacted? So this is all shown here through Cursor, one of the IDEs we use, but it works with a lot of IDEs. It works with any model that uses tools, basically, through MCP. Again, we've worked very closely with customers, design partners, to understand what we need to make, what we need to change to make this work. And they were kind enough to give us a number of quotes, whether it's about the dev agent, whether it's about security analyst, or whether it's about the MCP server. So that was part one, applying AI to Datadog. And now I want to talk about the other part, how Datadog helps you with building AI. And we have a number of relevant products if like us, you are building AI-powered applications. And as I mentioned, we obviously work with customers like you to make our products and to make them better. Now, we already work with a lot of Fortune 100, 62 of them, but we also have a lot of newer companies as customers. And they tend to be here listed, some of the AI native companies that use Datadog. And we use their feedback because they're so steeped into AI. We use their feedback to build AI observability tools that will work for you as well, whether you're new to AI, whether you're building frontier models. Now, the issue is with AI, one of the issues is the landscape is moving very, very fast. Every week, new models, new frameworks, new techniques, really hard to keep up. And so Datadog products are designed to give you observability of AI at every single level. So we think of it at three levels of the AI stack. At the bottom, infrastructure, the middle, models, at the top, applications. And we have something for every single level. I'm going to start at the bottom, infrastructure. And here, this is a screenshot of our GPU monitoring product. It's designed to optimize the use of GPUs if you use them. Maybe you bought them, maybe you leased them. One thing you know is they're very expensive. So any minute, any second you spend not using them costs you a lot of money. So what we've done is we've built a product that automatically collects GPU data utilization. And the idea is to pinpoint bottlenecks, to see out of your GPU fleet how much of it you're actually using, how much of it you're actually wasting. And this is, again, done directly via the Datadog agent. And the point here is to help you track down waste and use your infrastructure more efficiently. So that's what we do at the infrastructure. If you use GPUs, you should give GPU monitoring a try. Second is for models. Now, building models is very iterative. Using models is very iterative. What we found is developers are constantly iterating over tweaking prompts, testing new models, and so on, adjusting chains, pipelines. And up until now, it was difficult to keep track of which models works the best with which prompt. And so what we built is a product called LLM Experiments that lets you track in a very systematic way which prompt, which model works, which provider gives you the best accuracy, the best latency, the lower cost. It's all in one package called LLM Experiments. And lastly, the top of the stack, applications, LLM-based applications. So one of the issues with LLMs, as you've discovered, I'm sure, is that they're non-deterministic. You give it the same input, they give you a different output. So you have to deal with it, just no way around it. So what we built with LLM observability is a way to track down how AI agents and LLMs behave. And they do that by tracing the requests, the prompts, the responses, the tool use, and all the steps in between. And this is specifically designed to help you understand the quality of the responses that your AI-powered applications give to your own customers. And also protects you from things like leaks and malicious use. And lastly, it's useful to know how much token you're using and how much costly it is, how expensive it is. Okay, time to wrap up. So this is a very quick overview of what we're doing on AI. AI for Datadog, we're building AI agents to detect, fix issues, triage, security findings, and we're adding MCP to our products. And Datadog for AI, where our products help you build your own AI applications. Thank you very much.